Welcome to Gentle Restorative. My name is Sandra. Take a comfortable seat, close your eyes, give me a deep inhale through the nose and hold that breath. Keep holding, keep holding. Huge exhale through the mouth when you're ready. Letting go. Another deep breath in. More peaceful exhale this time. And then inhale both arms up, bring the palms together. And exhale the hands to Ajna, third eye, right at the forehead. And as you hold this pose, I want you to, with your eyes closed, I want you to visualize the space between your shoulder blades, reaching out to the left elbow to the right elbow to the space between the shoulder blades. I want you to see that as a triangle. We're going to be talking a lot about symbolism, kind of triangles, but more so of pyramids. And so I really want you to start feeling that in some of the poses, perhaps with the hands at the third eye. You can kind of get that pyramid sense as well. Give me a deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the heart. And set your intention for your practice. And then when you're ready, release the backs of the hands on your knees. Close your eyes again. So I want you to visualize that you are sitting on a square. Okay. And each side of that square has an equilateral triangle attached to it. Make the square big enough that when you tip these triangles in towards you, you don't feel like they're hitting you on the head. Because I want you to get to the point where you can visualize that you are sitting inside of a pyramid shape. Okay, I'm hoping you're there. And so seated on that square obviously is flat against the earth. It is the epitome of foundation, right? It obviously has a connection to the earth element. It is strong. And we would not be able to build our pyramid from the top down, so it is necessary and then taking your focus to the center of that square, probably where your sit bones are seated, and then draw this line straight up through the spine, going through each chakra, come out through the crown, and then where I want that to end up is the apex or the point of your pyramid. Breathing in energy. Breathing in strength. Feeling empowered. There are so many speculations as to the original purpose of pyramids, but if you get on my best friend Google, you'll come up with things like pyramids were intended for healing purposes, that pyramids are about the self-soul connection, that they are about kind of receiving messages between the spirit, heaven realm, and the earth element, earth realm, if you will. Also representative of how a soul might journey up toward the heavens, and also symbolic of life's journey. So there's a lot going on, and we'll talk about it and figure out how to incorporate some of that on our mat. And then, of course, with the intention of the heck do we do with all that? And how do we take it off the mat? All right, give me a deep breath in. Let it go. Allow your pyramid to dissolve. And then inhale the arms up. Interlace the fingers. Take the palms upward. Your gaze is upward. Strong back. Draw the stomach in. Watch those shoulders. And another deep breath in. When you get to that exhale, reach the arms out towards me, round out the back. The arms will stay parallel to the earth. Drop the chin, hold it here. And then release and sit up tall. Okay, open up that right leg off to the side about 45 degrees. We need to stretch out the legs because, of course, the theme on pyramids has to feature pyramid pose. So we need to loosen up a little bit. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Flex that right foot. Just close your eyes right here. Merely pushing the back of that right thigh down. Maybe you already feel a stretch. Breathe here. Inhale the left arm up. Let's take a side bend over that right leg. Take it slow. And, kind of maneuvering your way down a little bit lower, perhaps with each breath, but still pushing the left hip and left leg down towards the earth. And then slowly make your way back up. Left hand in front, right hand behind. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn towards that right leg. Oh no, here comes the beast. You know what? For today's purposes, Anna's our Sphinx. And then walk your way down into a forward fold over that right leg. You have to lie down. The Sphinx doesn't move. I know. It doesn't talk either, as far as I know. It's not a complimentary view, Anna. All right, hang out here a little bit longer. See if you can deepen the fold. And then walk your way back up. Hands are coming to center. Inhale, find your length. Exhale, walk down into a forward fold. So when you get down to wherever your stopping point is, push the back of the right thigh down. And then make your way back up. Bring that right leg straight out in front of you. We'll keep that left foot tucked in, but pull the right hip back. Find your length. And come into a gentle fold over this right leg. If you're thinking, what the heck, this is a lot of folding. Yes, it is. We're loosening up the hamstrings. Deep breath in. Exhale, push your way up. Okay, grab your strap. I think I'm going to turn sideways here. And you can go ahead and stretch out that left leg. Okay, we're going to put the strap around the ball of the right foot. Sit up tall, flex both feet. If you want to, you could take the strap in the right hand and use your left hand for support next to the left hip, or you can even take that hand behind you if you want. if that helps you keep the back nice and tall. And then go ahead and let's lift this right leg. Breathe. If you'd rather hang on to the strap with both hands, that's totally fine. So what I want you to notice is this is actually pyramid, but flipped over, right? If we were standing, this would look a lot like pyramid. In fact, we might have the legs a little bit further apart. Maybe we'd have a little less bend in our fold, right? So breathe into this. I want you to lengthen through both legs. Hold this pose wherever you can. Just loosening up for when we do get to standing. Stay with the breath. I know this leg is so tired, it's not fair, is it? All right, slowly release that leg down. Set the strap aside, lean back into your hands. You can slouch and just shake out the legs for a moment. Point through the ankles, flex, you can alternate. And then I want you to close your eyes, collapse into stillness here, and really be present with that right leg. All right, ready for the other side? So the left leg is going to open off to the side. We're just going to sit here for a moment, close your eyes, push the back of the left leg down as you flex the foot. We're not hyperextending the knee, but you might already feel a good stretch in the hamstring just by giving that leg a little focus. When you're ready, you'll take that right arm up and side bend to the left, incrementally, right? In stages. Take it slowly. When you get to that point where you feel like, yes, I've settled into my space, make sure you're pushing the right hip and right leg down towards the earth. Keep that top shoulder open. And then come on back up. Right hand in front, left hand behind you. Fingertips push the earth away so you can rise. Turn towards that left leg, walk your way down. Okay, when you're ready, come on up. Bring the heart back to center. Here's your fold right in front of you. So Vera Narazlan, I almost stumbled on that name, stated, the pyramid shape is said to hold many secrets and amazing properties. One of them is a sense of wonder. And so it's that sense of wonder that I want you to look for in each of the poses. Okay, from here, coming back up, bring that left leg straight out in front of you. Keep that right foot tucked in. Pull that left hip back. And then when you're ready, go ahead and take the fold over that left leg. So even if your sense of wonder, and I say this in jest, is that I can walk after doing all these hamstring stretches, that's all good. I leave it up to you where you seek that wonder, but let's look for it, shall we? Keep pushing the back of that left thigh down. All right, inhale. Exhale, make your way back up, stretch out both legs. Let's get the strap around the left foot. So again, sitting up tall, you decide if you prefer hanging onto the strap with both hands. If you only want to hang on with the left hand, you could use that right one for support. Both feet are flexed. Go ahead and lift that left leg up. So remember, don't hold the breath. Keep going. Inhale, exhale. Maybe the leg moves with each part of that breath. It's up to you. All right, on your next exhale, slowly release. Set the strap aside, slouch back into the hands, walk the legs out. And then from here, grab a block and lay all the way back down. I'm just going to put that block underneath my head for a fabulous pillow. Just close your eyes right here. So can you visualize right now, what if we were lying again on a much larger square? And can you see the sides, those triangles, tipping towards each other, meeting in a point right above you? Imagining that you can feel the energy that surges beneath that point and the earth with you in the middle. And I want you to imagine that you can feel the energy within that pyramid, that you can feel this vibration of healing. Pyramids are often used when cleansing crystals because they are considered to have that healing element we talked about, but also that they're able to intensify the energy of that which is within it. So I really want you to focus on feeling this inner strength, this heart connection with the Atman, maybe a sense of discovery. Remember the quote talked about wonder. So who am I? Who are you? That apex above us, the point, the top of the pyramid, in some symbolisms, it's considered to be how each of us individually connects with each other on a global scale. So can you sense that? All right, hopefully the legs have a very short memory and they have forgotten about everything we just put them through. So let's go ahead and plant the feet on the mat. I want you to tuck the low back down so the pelvic bone pivots upwards. And then go ahead and hug the right knee in. Switch legs. And then as you set that left foot down, you can swing your hips over to the right so you can roll onto your left side in the fetal position. And then we're going to make our way up and over into table. So set your block aside. Perfect. All right, from here, let's go ahead and walk the hands forward. Puppy pose, hips stay above the knees, forehead to the ground or to your block. Upper arms rotate outward, creating space between the shoulder blades. Fingers are spread wide, each fingertip gently gripping the earth. Give me 3 deep breaths. And then go ahead and walk the hands back in, but not completely under the shoulders. Keep them forward of the shoulders so that we can drop the hips into modified plank. When you're ready, chaturanga. And then, come on, this is a theme on pyramid. So forearms out in front of you. We have to come into Sphinx pose here. Fingers are spread wide, arms are parallel, heart tractions forward, lifts upwards, ears pull back. All right, so I had you take 3 breaths because obviously the triangles have 3 sides. The triangles on a pyramid are equilateral. So an equilateral triangle can hold any amount of weight because everything has equal amount of pressure. And I want you to think about the number 3. It's a very symbolic number. There are a lot of trinities that are represented by that number. Just to throw out a few, you have body, mind, spirit, past, present, future, and then even getting into all of the religious triads as well. So the triangle in itself has a lot of symbolism. And then when we add it into our pyramid shape, we are creating a lot of fabulous energy. All right. Left you there in Sphinx pose. Give me a deep inhale. Exhale. Let's push the ground away, round the spine, drop the head, hold it right here. And then slowly release the spine. Let's get our chest down, hands walk their way back, and then we can push ourselves into Balasana, child's pose. You can grab whatever props you might want. Just settle in. So again, visualizing, this time visualize the triangle. And so symbolically, the triangle could represent one's birth, right? One's journey. And then that last part is getting a clear meaning of what your own personal identity is, that Atman, that true self. Yeah, so birth, journey to discover the self, and then that last part is the discovery of who you truly are. Now, give me 3 deep breaths while you're still there in child's pose. And when you finish that third one, let's come back up into table. Tuck the toes when you're ready. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. I'm sure it's no coincidence that your down dog looks like a pyramid. You got that triangle shape, all that healing space beneath you. Give me 3 deep breaths here. And then release the knees to the earth. Take it to embryo. Hips push back on top of the heels, arms reach behind you, forehead resting on something, anything. All right, go ahead and push your way up for a moment where you find your blocks and bring them out in front of you. If you don't have any blocks, we'll make do. Don't worry about it. Or if you have something similar, you can use those as well. All right, let's get back to table. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog, creating our triangle again. I want you to visualize the 3 sides of that triangle you have created. So let's say the feet to the hips, that's that side that represents our birth. And then from the hips to the hands, our journey through life. And then from the hands to the feet, our discovery of who we are. Deep inhale, loud exhale. And then let's go ahead and walk the feet toward the hands, Uttanasana. And if you're a little tired of being upside down, or your head is, then go ahead and take this to monkey and hang out here for a moment. Wherever you're at, deepening the breath. All right, so let's grab those 2 blocks. Bring them out in front of you at their highest height. If you're not using blocks because you don't have any, don't worry about it. Fingertips to the earth. If you need to bend into the knees right now, that is also fine. So left foot, step it forward toward the blocks. Right foot is stepping back. There's roughly about 3 feet, I think, between my 2 feet. And then you want to take that right hip and pull it forward. It's going to want to keep opening up. Do not let it. All right, hang on right there. So if you have your blocks, straight arms, straight back if you can, straight legs, all 10 toes facing forward. Let's hang out right here for a moment. If you are not using blocks, fingertips to the earth or to the shin, not on the knee, could be hands on the thighs if you want. Deep inhale. Big exhale. All right, so if you drop your head, you can see the triangle you've formed with the 2 legs and the earth. So you're in pyramid pose. Option A, stay right here. Option B, you could start to deepen the pose by adding a fold, which is why we practice so much at the beginning to warm up those hamstrings. So wherever you want to take this is fine, but I want to tell you 2 things. Once you come down into that fold, I'm guessing the right hip wanted to open up, pull it back in. If you need to keep your hand on that hip and keep pulling forward, then that is totally fine as well. The other thing I was going to tell you is the further forward you take your hands in this pose, the more intense the stretch. Just a little FYI. All right, get comfortable. Give me 3 deep breaths. And when you're ready, slowly make your way back to forward fold, Uttanasana. And again, if you want to come to monkey, I kind of do. It is a lot of upside downedness. So if you want to hang out in monkey, you can. You can also do that with your hands on your blocks if you'd rather. All right, we're switching to the other side. So the right foot is staying forward, left foot is stepping back. All 10 toes facing forward. You try to straighten out the legs in this pose. The blocks should be surrounding that front foot, or your hands will be. Pull that left hip forward, try to keep it there. And let's just hang out right here for a moment. Deepening the breath. And then, of course, this is option A. Option B, if you want to come down over that front leg, you can. Keep that left hip moving forward. Three more breaths. Here comes the Sphinx, back to the yoga mat. And all right, when you're ready, let's slowly come out of this pose, and we're coming down to the mat. So however you want to get there. Just sitting back on your heels for a moment or on the earth. Closing your eyes. Oh my goodness, Anna. Go ahead and get your legs out from underneath you if they still are. We're coming all the way down onto the mat. So grab a prop of your choice for a pillow. Lay back in Shavasana for a moment. Letting that journey go that we just traversed on the mat. I want you to picture again that you are under a pyramid, or inside of a pyramid, not under it, inside of it would be better. So of course, there's so much speculation on the actual origination of why Egypt's pyramids were created. Many people think they were built as tombs. Many people think, no, that's not true, that the Egyptians recognized that a pyramid could intensify energy, and so they were used as healing spaces. There's also the theory that it made it easier for a soul to go from earth and then up towards the top and through the heavens. I also read that some thought maybe the slanted sides of the pyramid were for the dead souls to climb up the side so they had better access up to the heavens. There's also the beliefs that the pyramid helps get messages from the heavens and bring them down to earth. And that's the one I want to work with for the moment. So I want you to allow the physical body to let go. Let the body grow heavy. And I want you to imagine that this pyramid that you're in has a healing vibration that you can actually feel. There's this fabulous warmth. So a triangle with the point facing upward, like a pyramid would have, represents the sun. It's a solar symbol. Yeah. And so I want you to feel that sun element, that fire element, if you will. You're comfortable, you're peaceful. I want you to imagine that at the very, very top of that pyramid, right at that point, that perhaps there's almost a very small hole there. And so there's this ray of light coming down. And that ray of light is offering you a message. And I want you to intuitively tap into what that message might be. How do you do that? I would suggest don't overthink it. Just be present with that light and the energy. And I don't know, you might hear a message, you might feel it, you might sense it, you might just know. You might get nothing, that's okay. Envisioning that ray of light beaming into the heart space. All right, 3 more deep, conscious breaths. Softly open your eyes. Let's go ahead and plant the feet on the mat. Pick up the hips, shift them to the left so you can roll onto your right side in a fetal position. And then gently make your way back up. From here, heavy shoulders. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Drop the head to the right. Gently roll the head forward. Pause at center. Continue rolling the head over to the left. Bring the head back up. Lengthen the back of the neck again. Drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Slowly roll forward to center. Hold it there. Continue to the right. And bring the head back up. Inhale both arms. Palms together. Release to Ajna, third eye chakra. See the triangles. See the pyramid. Invoke your inner strength. I know it's there. And hands drift down to the heart. And let go. All right. You might need your strap for this, you might not, but let's err on the side of we have it if we want it, right? I think what I'm going to do is just fold this strap kind of in half. I'm tossing it off to my left. I'm going to put the middle part underneath my left leg just to hold the strap in place. All right, so we have both pieces here. The right arm is going to come around behind and grab onto the strap. So why did I say you might not need it? If this hand comes around far enough and you can grab on to the left hip, then let go of the strap. If you can't fathom the hand getting there, or the hip and the hand are maybe arguing a little bit, or you even prefer hanging onto the strap, I'm all good with that. So whatever you choose to do is good with me. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes for a moment. All right, take that left hand to the ground in front of you. Fingers push the earth away, so lengthening through the spine. Now, hang on to the strap or to that hip, and let's exhale into a twist to the right. You're pulling back that right shoulder, and the elbow head turns to look over the shoulder. Breathe. Inhale. As you exhale and you release to the front, let go with that right arm, bring it around. Let it, I missed my knee, it's so tired. Let it rest. Close your eyes. Deep inhale. Loud exhale. All right, switch the strap to the other side. So loop it underneath that right knee. Hang on to both ends. With the right hand, left arm is coming around behind. And again, left hand can either grab the strap or grab onto the right hip or thigh, whatever makes you happy. Close your eyes right here. And then the right hand comes to the earth in front of you. Inhale your length. Exhale, start that twist to the left. Keep breathing. Big inhale. As you exhale and come back to center, free the left arm, bring it around. Set the hands on your knees, close your eyes. Draw the shoulders up. Take them back and down. If you want to shake out the arms, go ahead. Couple more breaths right here. All right, set that strap aside. We're done with the strap. A block on either side of you. Come on down onto your back. Hug the knees into the heart. We're going to go ahead and stretch out that left leg on the mat. Take one block on your left side. It's going to catch your right knee in your supine twist. So wherever you need it and whatever height you need it at, go ahead and let the knee come across. Keep the right shoulder down. Once that leg gets all the way over, I'll let you go ahead and do whatever you want to with the arms, as long as that right shoulder stays down. One big inhale. Exhale, roll onto your back. Hug the knees in. And then stretch out the right leg. Have your block set up on the right side when you're ready. Bring that left knee across. Take your arms wherever you want them. Left shoulder stays down. Deep breath in. Let go of the breath. Gently return to your back. Free the arms. Stretch out both legs. Cleansing breath here. So deep inhale. Loud exhale. And then grabbing any props that you want for Shavasana. Setting up your space. And once you have that set up, you lay back, you close your eyes. I want you to go back to envisioning this pyramid, but I want to add some elements here. I want you to imagine you're lying on the earth. So wherever that is for you that you love, I think I'll be probably on a warm sandy beach, so I can feel the warmth underneath me. I want you to have the pyramid around you, but only the edges. Yeah, don't fill it in. I don't want you to feel trapped. I want this to be airy and light, and there's energy moving. And so have the perimeters, right, around you of the square on the bottom, but you're lying on the earth. And then have those triangles, those sides going up to meet at the point, but almost like open windows on all four sides. Does that make sense? All right. Breathing into your space. Looking for that sense of wonder, curiosity, remembering that parts of this pyramid represent your journey through life. And then, of course, settling in for whatever messages might come your way. You'll hear my voice on the other side of Shavasana. want you to bring your focus to your heart. Bring your focus to maybe a sense of energy that you've conjured up or that you can feel from the visualization of that pyramid. And then bring some movement into the body as you deepen the breath. Give me a deep inhale, loud exhale. And then staying on your back, reach both arms straight up above you, reaching the apex of that pyramid, and bring the palms together. Just hold right there for a moment. Inhale from the heart to the hands. As you exhale, bring the hands down to rest on Ajna, the third eye chakra. Inhale here. Exhale the hands to the heart. The light in me bows to the light in you. When I'm in that place in me and you're in that place in you, then we become one. Namaste.